Life. It's Chuck and Kelly on AM 810 and 103.1 FM News Talk, WGY.
8:38, coming up in about 6-7 minutes, we're going to talk to our legal analyst, Paul Harding, from Martin Harding and Mazzati, about the former International Monetary Fund head soon walking free. Is he a flight risk, and why is he being freed right now? Joining us in studio this whole hour, by virtue of a very generous donation to our Christmas Wish campaign, is Gary Casper. He is president of XO Products, maker of the vaunted Super Peel. You can find it, see it in action at WGY.com right now. We have a link on the Chuck and Kelly page, or you can go to superpeel.com. Simply stated, Super Peel is apparently a solution for your hard-to-move dough creations, a superior dough-moving tool. And I saw this on your website. This is a good way to describe it. It's a marriage of 2 centuries-old baker's tools, the baker's peel, that large spatula, often referred to as a pizza paddle, and a pastry cloth. So makes it a lot easy, and it's good for the home baker. Now, you guys are a local company. We had Dennis Fagan on, our financial analyst, earlier this morning about that study that says New York was 49 out of 50. Bad for doing business. What's it like being a small businessman in New York State these days? Does the state make your life more difficult?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I can't really. See, I got a letter about 2 weeks ago from New York State Taxation Department. Something they didn't like with our tax filing, the corporate tax filing this year, that we owed them an additional $40. Of course, it came with and I'm not even sure they're right on this, but it came with a $50-something fine on top of that for like a $40. I'm like, come on, guys, So that's not it's hardly worth the paper and the effort, and so now I got to get my accountant involved in this and try to deal. 6 pages, both sides.
Is that right?
Stuff, So what's that all about, guys? Come on.
Yeah, there's a lot of people complain about not that you can just not regulate anything, but just over-regulation, just making things more difficult than need be. And
they
did
a
taste of that.
In some fairness, they did reduce the small corporation fee that you pay every year.
Yeah.
It went down a couple years ago from, I don't know, it was $75 or $100, went down to $25 or whatever. So I don't know why they did, but they did that little piece.
Yes. And your product is made. It's made here,
right?
Right. Yeah.
We don't make the product ourselves. We contract out the work. Yeah. We have wood manufacturers, a couple of those, 2. One in New York, one in Vermont, and we actually have another company we're working with in Wisconsin, but they're doing some special work for us. A local sewing contractor in Amsterdam, Saratoga Horseworks. There are local wood manufacturers. We use the J.K. Adams up in Dorset, Vermont, and make maple boards for us. And Essex Industries, which is a part of, I think it's Mountain Lake Services. It's a, what do you call it? Like an ARC type of a program. Yeah. They do amazing work with wood. They make high-end boat and canoe parts and things like that, along with other items. So we brought them on board a couple of years ago.
So you're the president of the company and the sales force and the complaint guy and all that other stuff, right?
Customer service, I do. Yeah. It's all. I just grab my different hat. And,
at least you're working for yourself, though. That's something.
It's great.
Have you had a chance to rub elbows with a lot of the big names in cooking, a lot of the big cooking stars, so to speak?
I rubbed elbows with Alton Brown in Chicago about 3 years ago. For about 30 seconds, he was coming off one presentation and going to the next one. And we sent him a Super Peel. Unfortunately, it came back in the mail for some reason, and we don't know. We did resend it. Don't know if he ever got it or not. We didn't hear back. But so once in a while we do.
But I'm sure you guys probably approach like Emerald and all those guys. And
we sent one down to Emerald.
It's probably tough trying to crack through. I would imagine everybody got their own things going.
It is, and actually I brought in one today because we had some made up several years ago for some of the cooking channel chefs. And of course, Rachel Ray being a local, successful cooking. Yeah. I should brought hers in. So if I can find a way to get this to Rachel, I think. People know her for, I don't bake. She's not a baker. She's a cook, she's a chef. But would love to help her a little bit with her baking, maybe get her a Super Peel. We actually did a pizza one day. We came in, walked in the door, said, what are we going to have for dinner tonight? Let's make a pizza. And we did it, scratch pizza, on the table in 30 minutes.
Wow,
Scratch made dough, heat up the stone and all that stuff. And, it was amazing. We had time to sit back for a glass or 2 of wine while the stone was heating and the dough was rising.
Nice. Hey, so it's his name is Gary Casper. He's made a very generous donation to Christmas Wish, co-hosting with us for this hour, 8 to 9. The product is Super Peel. You can see it in action. Either go to the Chuck and Kelly page at WGY.com or just go to superpeel.com. Gary's going to be with us through the end of this hour. Right now, it's 8:43. Here with our special guest host, Gary Casper, president of XO Products, local company. the product, a big dough moving tool that works great. We just saw it in action. Super Peel. The details are up on the Chuck and Kelly page, and then a link you can see it actually in action, or go to superpeel.com. Gary, you guys said you're trying to encourage other local inventors, or what? You might have a local group formation.
Right. I think myself and some other people I work with that have products to bring forward. We just learned a lot in the process, and
there's just so much from taking an idea to market, right? I mean,
yeah, it's kind of like a new idea came out of your head, never been seen before. It's like you're going out into these shark-infested waters with landmines, and there's a way through, probably, if it's a reasonably good idea, but you've got to learn how to avoid the big things, the ones that can kill you, that can take you out.
You found that out firsthand.
Oh my God! Yes. But in overall, then just persistence, because it's not going to happen overnight. And in our case, there were so many ups and downs, and we finally took it upon ourselves to make it happen. And that was about 6 years ago. And now we're pushing it forward, and we're getting there.
Well, we're with you. We're all for a local company doing well. Again, thank you so much for your very generous donation to Christmas Wish. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me on. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's the Super Peel, and again, you can find out information, see it in action. Either go to the Chuck and Kelly page at WGY.com or superpeel.com. Gary Casper on the WGY Morning.